For this week's Preppin data, we're using House of Games data. So our input was a little bit messy with the field names. So we used our input step in order to remove the unnecessary fields and do a bit of tidying up and renaming. For the full list of the renames that we did, then definitely check out the challenge itself. But you can see in the input step, we can see what the current field name is and what it was originally. So these are the fields that I've renamed. They get this little rename icon there. And the ones that I remove, you can see that the tick box is no longer ticked, and also you get this little icon here as well that tells you that the field's been removed. So then we're left with about 15 fields. Okay, we want to do a little bit of filtering first of all. So if we look at this series field, then you see that we have some null rows where we have some descriptions in this Excel that we're using as to what these bracket C and bracket N's mean. And we have a couple of series which are only 3 days long instead of the 5 days long. And therefore, we're going to exclude those as well. Okay, um, so that's what we're doing with our filtering there. So we can either click on those values and exclude them. We can use the filter option here. We could write a calculation in the filter values option there. Lots of different ways in Prep to filter that data out. And then we just change this to be numeric. We make sure that in our rank field, we get rid of the letters and make that numeric as well, so that we can compare our ranks later. Now it comes to the interesting part. So what about if we remove that double points on a Friday? Let's work out how the rankings might change. So our calculation, in order to do that, we just take the first, second and third fields and apply those scoring system to them. So 4 points for first place, 3 points for second place, and so on to create this field, which we then perform a rank on. And we group by our series and our week to keep it looking at just 1 week at a time. And we're ranking in descending order, of course. And we can see how that might change. Okay, so our calculator field that we create to see if the winner has changed. So we don't care if the ranking has changed below the winner, we only care about if the overall winner has changed. So if the rank, so that original ranking equals 1, then does our rank without double points Friday, is that not equal to our rank, our original rank? So where there's a change, that's going to be true. Okay, so we see that that works. These are our 4 players where it's changed, where they were the winner under the current calculation of who wins. But if we remove that double points Friday, then they would no longer be the winner. So how do we apply that to the whole series? We use a level of detail calculation. So we just go fixed series week max change in winner. And now when we look at this field that we have at the end of that, we can see all of the series. So we see not only who is now not the winner, but we see who is the winner by this new system as well, and how all the other players in between have changed their ranking. Okay, so we're going to repeat that process now if we were looking at just ranking based on the score field. So remember, the score is where we look at how many each player scored on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we have a total field there which is called our score. If I can find that, there it is. Okay, so if we rank based on our score field, again, and then we go through the very similar process. We're just, oops, I didn't mean to delete that, just close it. Then we work out whether there's been any change in winners, and then finally we apply that to at a whole series level. So in this case, there were 7 weeks where there was a change in winner if we based it on score rather than on points. And that's quite a high percentage rate actually, because if we see that that's 28 rows, we've got about 284 rows. That's about 10% of series or weeks would have a different winner if we use the score instead of the point system. And finally, just our final one of looking at this is if we doubled the score received on a Friday instead of the points received on a Friday. So the calculation for that would just be Monday plus Tuesday plus Wednesday plus Thursday plus 2 times Friday. And we go through our similar process to work out if there's been a change of winner if we were to work it out using this system. And again, we get 36 this time. So that would mean 9 weeks where we would have a different winner if this was how it were calculated. Okay, so then we do a little bit of rearranging of the fields, a little bit of removing unnecessary fields that were just helping us with calculations, and we're ready to output our data. So hopefully you enjoyed that challenge. I always like thinking about how it really does matter how we decide who the winner is. It's almost arbitrary in some cases. I mean, we saw that the majority of the time it was the same winner no matter which system you were using, but I just think it's interesting to see how the cases where it changes, where it's a bit more close cut. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that, and thank you very much for watching.